Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my premium subscribers, welcome back to the channel. I just want to quickly state before we do begin, Happy Mother's Day to all of you guys who do celebrate and who are mothers. Whether you're a grandmother, whether you're an actual mother now, whether you were a mother, it doesn't matter. Happy Mother's Day to all of you and all the dogs and pets and cats and dogs and all the other animals who are mothers as well. Love you guys. Alright, so let's go ahead, let's begin. This video in particular is going to be talking about the brand new Pope that has been selected by the Conclave. We're going to take a deep dive in, and we're going to read the energy. Now, a lot of you guys do have your own opinions, and I want to make sure that you know that this channel is only based on unbiased stuff. So I try not to include my opinions in any specific way or form. If I do, I will tell you what it is before I read. So anyway, before we do any of that, this video is being recorded on Friday, May 9th at 11:56 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as of when I'm recording this specific video. If you want to help out the channel, bro, you can do so by liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the bell icon, engaging with the content, and watching this video longer than normal. Help the algorithm of the channel tremendously. So there's that. And if you want to be able to be notified when I do post and upload, because YouTube does not always do that, don't worry, I have a solution. Go into the comment section below and in the description, follow my Blue Sky account and my Facebook group, and you can be notified when I do post and upload next. Now, I do hear a lot of you guys do say you want me to keep the donation links. I will include the donation link in all my videos going forward. I may not talk about it. I may not even suggest that there is a donation link, but all videos will now include a donation link per your request, because a lot of you guys have requested it. I also will be making a brand new one as well. That is not related to PayPal, because a lot of you guys were concerned that Elon Musk is connected, and trust me, I hear you on that. So I found a brand new provider who can be able to be more streamlined, and it's not in relation to Elon Musk, at least not that I'm aware of. But anyway, besides the point, let's go ahead, let's begin. We have a lot to get through in today's video. Again, this video is just for entertainment purposes only and for educational purposes only as well. So let's go ahead, let's begin. So the purpose of this video is really to talk about the new Pope and everything like that. Also talking about my previous readings and other channeling. I want to know, why is it that all of a sudden we end up in a scenario where, in a consistent basis, remember this is consistent, in all my readings about the Pope from 2021 all the way till now has always been about the next Pope after Francis was not going to be a good one. He was going to be a far-right nationalist Christian, and etc., etc., etc. We ended up not seeing, at least not that we're aware of. The cards have been very consistent over the years, including the challenge as well. The question that I ask myself is, what happened? What changed? Why was the energy so consistent? Normally when something is so consistent, normally that means something is happening. But in the channeling, now that I realized it in a little bit more of a deeper term, it does talk about a riot in the Vatican. So it's very possible that this Pope could be ousted because there's a riot, because they want to remove him and install somebody else. I mean, the intention is there. I mean, look at 45. He already said that he wants to be Pope. Not saying he's going to become Pope, but a lot of people within the conservative wing right now is not happy with the Pope that's in office, or the Pope that has been elected. And they may do a little bit of shenanigans, and there was reports that they were trying to do shenanigans. The thing is that we're going to try to find out and try to decipher everything in today's video. This video is going to be a little bit longer than a normal traditional video because it is a lot of content to cover, but it's essential that it's all in one piece. So just bear with me. I hope you guys do watch and do like this video. Again, I don't have any opinion on the Pope specifically. It's all in relation, again, to prior readings and knowledge. But when I read on him now, I'm going to read on him independently from those readings and find out, give him the benefit of the doubt. It's the best thing I can do for him. However, I will say one thing, is that, and disclaimer here, this is a little bit of disclaimer. I am saying that this is not my opinion. This is just the first thing I got. I knew nothing about the guy. When I was at work yesterday and I saw him for the first time and via photo, I said, uh-oh. Don't know exactly what that means. We're going to find out what that means in today's video. Again, I'm going to be unpartisanly, how do you say that? Unbiasedly, that's the proper wording. I'm not going to have any bias in it. I'm not going to put anything in it. I'm just going to read straight up. If it agrees with me, whether it disagrees with me, it is, so be it. But Again, I'm the messenger, so don't punish me for anything you hear or disagree with. It is what it is. But anyway, besides the point, let's go ahead. Let's begin. We have a lot to get through today. There's so much to cover. All right, let's go. Let's begin. Oh, actually, his new name. Let's see. Let's see. His name is Pope Leo the 15th. I know that. I know his name is Pope Leo the 15th. A lot of you guys want to act is based on your intuition. Majority have said that 79% of you said that you trust him, to 21% of you guys saying you do not trust him. So that's interesting that is quite a big of a percentage there. But anyway, besides the point, let's go ahead and let's take a look at I want to take a deep dive into the Conclave. And if you guys want to watch all my other Pope videos or Vatican videos, everything will be in the comments and in the description below. Everything will be included from everything. I had nothing to hide. If I was wrong, I was wrong. But there's that. It also could very possibly be that I was tapping into a different reality or a different timeline, maybe in a timeline where maybe MAGA got away with it and was able to manipulate the Conclave votes. But let's go ahead and let's take a look and find out what's happening. So spiritual angels tell me about the Vatican. The Vatican now has a brand new pope. Based on prior information from past readings with you guys, you guys specifically telling me information. Can you give me a little bit more intel on what we need to know and why it happened the way it did? Are you 100% confident in that? It's just up the light. Are you up the light? Are you up the light? Okay. So they are saying that they are of the light, and they repeated it 3 times, and they repeated it back to me that they are of the light. They told me that I was not wrong. They told me we haven't seen it yet. That's what they're telling me. Like, we haven't seen it yet. I don't know what that means. Okay, the first card that comes in is we have the Ace of Wands. What happened in the Vatican? We have the Ace of Wands here. There was upheaval. There was something here. In terms of energy, there was chaos. I'm seeing people like run around, almost like someone's like screaming or something. Like there's like chaos. Like someone's running around trying to deliver something, or they're just running around because there's like almost pure chaos. So the conclave was in chaos. That makes sense because they had the first black smoke, so they did not select the Pope on the first round. The next card that comes in is the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is reversed. I'm hearing the word legal thunder. The word legal and thunder together. There's legal thunder. So there's chaos in the first round, which is the black smoke, which makes sense because look at the color. It's not exactly white smoke, it's exactly black smoke. And we have here legal thunder. There's something here with legal thunder. I don't know what that means, legal thunder. We have here the next card that comes in, the Hierophant. Legal thunder. Oh, the shocking. So legal shocker. So something here with a shocker, and it has to do with legal. Legal. Something legal here. We have here the Hierophant, the Pope. He comes in as the Hierophant. So that is how Pope Leo the 15th comes in. We have here, it gets announced after he gets selected. People are out there celebrating. They have white smoke, right? The Pope has been selected, legal thunder. This is the second round. This is a shocking round. This means they didn't know who was going to be Pope in the first round, but they kind of legal thundered or something here, legal thunder. Then the Pope was selected. Then people are celebrating because the white smoke, has been released. And then here you have it, the Page of Swords reversed. The Page of Swords reversed is telling me here, this is someone with attributes. I'm hearing the word attributes. This is somebody with skill. There's skills here. And then here you have it, the Strength card, the Vatican. There's something here with the strength. The attributes related to the Vatican. There's something here that tied the Vatican into the Pope specifically. What is the top of the deck? We have this means domestic looking abroad. This is domestic. This is international looking domestically. So this is from a different perspective. This is the card that represents the United States looking from outward from the world. This is an American looking out from a foreign land. Pope Leo the 15th is how would I best put this? He is an American who also has citizenship in Peru, and he's looking at America from a different lens and a different viewpoint. We do have the Nine of Cups here, looking at things from the bigger picture. He sees the bigger picture, but not looking at the smaller detail. So there is a little bit of a lack in the ability to look at the smaller detail, because the smaller detail is where all the great things are. That's where all the good things are. There's something here that a lack in the ability to see the smaller picture of things. This is what I'm getting for what happened in the Conclave. It seems to be on par with what happened. So there's that. Alright. The next thing that we're going to ask is, you know, and I do want to put this out here, because this is a fact. This is not like non-fiction. I mean, fictional or anything like that. This is non-fiction. This is actual real fact that a lot of people, as you all know, have criticized 45 and have bent the knee in his favor. So the question that we're going to ask is, I'm not trying to disrespect the Pope in any way, but it's worth the question asking. I mean, look at J.D. Vance. He was a guy who called Trump Hitler, and now he's the Vice President of the United States. So let's go ahead and let's find out. Just because somebody criticized 45 doesn't mean that that viewpoint, that idea is going to hold. So we are going to take a look and see what's happened next. Spiritual angels tell me about Pope Leo the 15th. His real name, his name before he became Pope. Let me find what it is. Let's find what his name was. Robert Francis Pavas. Okay, Robert Francis Pavas, Pope Leo the 15th of the Vatican. Can you tell me? Because he had disagreements with 45 and J.D. Vance in particular. Can you tell me a little bit more about this? Tell me a little bit more about Pope Leo the 15th and his opinions on 45. Will they change, or will they stay the same? I'm hearing they will stay the same, but at a cost. Interesting. So they're saying there is consequences for him doing what he did. Those consequences. I'm hearing a call for a new leader. I don't know if that's a call for the Vatican, or if that's a call for 45 to be America to have a new leader. But let's go ahead, let's take a look and find out. So the first card that comes in here, crossing upright, going in this past from the past that coming into fruition, what's coming into fruition, we have here the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is telling us an idea. This is the tweet. This is his information, him stating his opinion out publicly about J.D. Vance and Trump, right? This is his opinion. The next card that comes in is the Knight of Pentacles, him holding it. It almost felt as if he was using it as a way to get attention. But not like bad attention, just attention. That's the word I'm going to use, just attention. Not using it for good attention, not using it for bad intention. There's no bad intention here, except he just wants to use it to get attention, get media spotlight. So when the Conclave selected him, they selected him also on this specific manner. So there was a maneuver move on their part. We do also have here, the Moon card reverse, Revelation. He knew at some point in time that making these tweets will get him national spotlight, get him national headlight. So it was a sense of awareness, sense of consciousness awareness, whether it was subconscious or consciousness. He was aware in some way by making this thing and posting it online, and just a waiting period, which is represented by the Knight of Pentacles. He knew that this would be revealed in due time, and the media would eat this stuff up. The idea, though, the whole purpose was to essentially to put the 45 administration at odds with the church, right? The next cards here, you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. the Eight of Pentacles. I'm getting energy here now. I'm going to say this right now. And again, for entertainment purposes only, but I'm being openly honest as much as possible. There is something here that feels very strongly that 45 is going to either threaten the Pope. Now, the reason why I say this, and I say this very lightly, but I say this as a form of blackmail, if you will. Not for me blackmailing, but there can be a use of blackmail by a specific individual you'll understand in a second. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The Eight of Pentacles feels like he does not have the jurisdiction to do the things that he needs to do as Pope. It almost feels like in some way something is stopping the Pope from doing something. And this is what it feels very much like. It feels very much like. And I want you guys to think very clearly about this. Think very standpoint. Think about how 45 is with other people around him and how he's able to drag them down. He's going to threaten the Pope for entertainment purposes only. And he's going to basically threaten him and say, listen, you have a bad habit. You have a bad history of dealing with predators, if you will. I'm going to try to just say the word predator for now. You have a bad history of dealing with predators. Right? And this is not a psychic prediction. This is what's been reported. You have a bad history with predators. Whether that is real information, whether it's misinformation, does not matter. In this day and age, misinformation does not matter. It has more power than information regardless. But you're going to threaten the Pope. And you're going to say, listen, you have this problem. If you agree with me, we won't attack you for this. We'll just sweep it under the rug and that's it. Or you go against us, we're going to accuse you of being part of the sex ring, the sex trafficking ring. And we're going to drag your name down, and we will drag the Vatican down with it. And that's essentially how he's going to play this out. He's going to try to blackmail the Pope by essentially saying and accusing the Pope of trying to directly tie him to sex trafficking. Now, the problem with this is that people already feel very strongly in terms of their opinions in regards to sexual predators being inside the churches. There's a lot of reports about it. It's not out of the ordinary. It's not something new. This is something that people are aware of. They know this is actively, which basically means that that will hold more power, more weight if it comes from 45. And he said, I'm going to dismantle the church because that's what sex trafficking ring is. And that's what he's going to do. So essentially, he's going to blackmail the Pope to dismantle the Vatican and threaten the Vatican. That's essentially how he's going to try and gain power within the Vatican. That's very much what it feels like. Now, the problem is this. He is a sexual predator himself, not the Pope. I'm talking about 45. He is a predator. He knows the in and out of the system. And who's to say he's not going to frame somebody else for his fall, right? He's going to be the one who saved children, saved people from this. But what they don't realize is that we all know sometimes the hero is not always the hero. It can also be the villain. And in this aspect, Trump will be the villain, not the hero. So what am I getting in terms of energy is that the Vatican could be forced into having no choice. So it looks at the optics. It can choose to go very hard, and to be standing very firm against the 45 regime, or it could fall and wither. Either way you look at it, the Vatican is going through massive changes. A transition, if you will. The question is what will Pope Leo the 15th do? More so, what would you do if you were in that position? Let's go back into the reading. And that card that comes in is we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7 of Wands. So in terms of this, Pope Leo is not going to be very happy. He's going to be very resistant against this force of abuse. He's not going to be very happy with this. Whatever it is that 45 does, he's going to be very resistant, going to be very vocal against 45. But I remember I said in the beginning, I said like there was almost like an indication that there was going to be like a new leader or something, or there's going to be a forced call for a new leader. Remember, 45 is known for rigging elections. Who's to say he won't do it to this one too? We have the 6 of Wands reversed, which means victory. Victory, right? Victory in reverse. This is saying here that despite this, because he got into the spotlight because of Pope, he's now no longer as victorious as one would think. Yes, he's very good for what he did and he's saying his opinion and stuff, but now he's kind of forced himself into a box. he's going to have to make a choice, and the choice is not going to be a good one because he had no good choices. Either way, it leads to the destruction of the Vatican. You can choose to go with the devil, or you can choose to not go with the devil, but still get hit hard either way. The question is, he has to go after, he has to think three or four steps ahead of Trump and say, okay, this is what Trump's going to do. I'm going to take 4 steps ahead. I'm going to deal with the sexual predator. I'm going to deal with all that. Get ahead of Trump. Get ahead of the net. Make yourself positioned to be, okay, I'm going to fight this so that 45 can't use it against us. That's the only way to save the Vatican at this point. The next card here, we have the Page of Wands. Now, you all know this is the new leader card. This is the new leadership card. Right? New person in power, new position, right? New growth, new opportunities. The next card that comes in is the Eight of Cups. Somebody's leaving. Somebody's leaving. This could either be 45 or this could be the new leader. Because they're both leaders. Whether it's Pope Leo the 15th or it's Donald Trump, they're both leaving in some capacity. The next card that comes in is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of Wands. The Nine of Wands is saying upright, but it's saying not without trouble, not without strife. So there's going to be some strife here. There's going to be a judgment. The question is, as I asked you earlier today, if you were in this position, what would you do? This is the question that has to be on the mind. Not only of the Vatican. I think also, believe it or not, I think the Vatican has the red color and the white color in their flag. Let me look up the Vatican flag. Actually, you know what? I think it might be yellow. Vatican flag. Oh, actually, I was wrong. Yeah, so the Vatican flag is actually looks like this. Let me see if I can pull this thing up. It looks like this. So it is bright yellow. Let me see. Show you. So it's bright yellow. It's not exactly, you know, red at all. I thought it was, but it's not. That's the English flag. I was mistaken it for the English flag. But anyway, the Vatican is here. It does show up. It's the judgment. There's a judgment that's being called on those who preach the religion. There's also talked about the followers. What would you do? The next card that comes in is justice. We don't decide this. You do. And I think Pope Leo is going to do the right one. He's going to do the right one once he comes up at the scale of justice upright. What you're going to see here, the justice is equal. Right? But the question is that how is his people going to do? What is they going to do? Are they going to side with him or are they going to side against him? The next bottom of the card here, we have the Three of Cups, celebration. But what's behind the celebration? The devil, right? What's on the top of the deck? We have here the Two of Pentacles. Is still undetermined about the Pope and his strength. The question is, does he dare to stand up to 45? Does he dare to stand up against the devil, to the demon? Or is he going to take a leap of faith and just do it anyway and hope that he does not fall? It's all wishful thinking at this point. These are all outcomes. These are all plausibility. It's not determined because, again, he has the freedom choice of will. Pope Leo the 15th has a free choice of will. The question is, what will his choice be? What will his choice be? Now, I want to ask the cards. Is the Pope that I saw, that I told you guys about, is that Pope Leo the 15th? Or is that the one that's going to be replacing him because of 45? That's what we're going to ask. I mean, you guys saw this. This is not edited. I don't edit my videos mostly, unless it's like a short. This is all raw footage. You've seen this in live action here. The best thing that we can do is send him a lot of strength. Right? Send him a lot of strength to hopefully stand off against it and do what's right against 45. The question is, spirits and angels, will Pope Leo the 15th, Robert, I think it's Robert, right? I think that's his name. I keep forgetting his name because he's new, so like I don't really know his name yet. Let me just reload this thing back up. Come on. Oh, the Vatican flag. Oopsie. Okay. Robert Prevost. No, Robert Prevost. Robert Francis Prevost, Pope Leo the 15th. Spirit angels tell me, will he be removed, forced out? Will there be a new pope? What's going to happen to him? What's going to happen to Pope Leo the 15th? Will he stay on as pope? What's going on? I'm hearing there's a challenge to his tenure. Or there's a challenge to his tenure. Because of the devil. Interesting that these two cards come up again, despite being shuffled. There's definitely big challenges in the Vatican, I'll give you that. We have here at the bottom with the Pope. Top of the deck here, we have the High Priestess, the law, the rule of law. Not following the rules, the High Priestess in reverse. Alright, let's take a look, let's find out. We have the next card here that comes in as the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is reversed. Right? The Ace of Pentacles is reversed. That's very interesting because when you start to look at it, it talks about the hand in the power, the transition of power from one party to the next. But it's a white smoke, but it's reversed. There was not a transition of power. Even though there was a transition of power from Pope Francis to Pope Leo the 15th. There was a transition of some sort, but it wasn't necessarily in defiance. It almost feels like it wasn't in concrete, is what it feels like. It's being challenged by wishful thinking, which is represented by the Page of Cups, which is headed in the future card. This is the future tense area, and it challenges the Ace of Pentacles, reverse. And it tells me here that this is not wishful thinking, but rather this is with certainty. So whatever this is that's saying here with the Ace of Pentacles reverse, it's not something that's in concrete, and it's with that with certainty. That's what it's saying. The next card that comes in is we have the Two of Cups reverse, which means that I don't know if there's a way for a pope to be removed, but it almost feels like there's a lack of confidence. Like it almost feels like they're going to try to thwart the conclave into forcing themselves to remove the pope. I don't know if that's possible. I really don't know. Let me see. Is there a way a pope can be removed? Let's see. Okay, so no, there is no way to involuntarily remove a pope from office in the Catholic Church. While a pope can voluntarily resign, papal renunciation, there is no mechanism for disposing or forcing a pope to resign. According to Wikipedia, this is enshrined in the Code of Canon Law. It's called papal supremacy. The historical development of canon law has emphasized papal supremacy, meaning the pope holds the highest authority within the church. Voluntarily resignation. The Code of Canon Law explicitly allows a pope to resign their position, but does not provide for removal. No mechanism for deposition. There are no procedures or legal framework within the Catholic Church that allows for forced removal of a pope. The last pope to resign was Benedict the 16th. Benedict XVI, who vacated the Holy See on February 28, 2013, the date of this effective resignation. So that's essentially what it is talking about. So, it does feel like there's a lack of confidence here, but it almost feels like there's a force here. It's unexplainable because it's something that never happened before, per the historical records too. So something that's unexplainable, something I can't explain yet because I don't know how to describe because it's out of my vocabulary context. We do have here though, we do have the the King of Wands reverse, which is the person in position of power. If you guys have all been with me for quite a while, you will know when this is upright, it means the person's up in a position of power, but it's reverse. This is not a good sign, especially when you're a pope or anybody in a position of power, regardless. This tells me here that it's still into question. This is the Two of Swords. This means there's something here that's being questioned. Something's being questioned here. This is indecision. Indecision, lack of confidence, and indecision. Yeah, it seems to be that's pretty much saying the same thing. But how, they can't remove the Pope, so that doesn't make any sense. Like how doesn't make any sense. We have the devil card in reverse. The knot was changed. So this is telling me here that this is information that, the devil can only influence the church, but how much can it infiltrate? How much can it influence the church? That's what it's saying here. It's saying here that this is the Pope, right? This is the Pope. Where will the powers that may be, can he stand against the darkness that's trying to creep its way in? That's what it's saying here. It's saying, can it prevent darkness from creeping into the Vatican? That's what it's saying. Can the Pope hold on? The next card that comes in is we have the Three of Cups, celebration. Celebration. This is the card. This is the final outcome card. This is either a celebration for the darkness or the celebration for the light. That is something that's yet to be remained. We don't know what that outcome is because he had the freedom of choice of will. He had the choice to resign, or he does not have the choice to resign. That is up to him and up to him only. We do have here on the top of the deck here, we have the Knight of Cups, which is coming in with a proposition. There's a proposition that's being come in, that's coming to focus. And here is the Nine of Pentacles, great wealth, like great wealth. So it's a proposition of great wealth. There's a proposition of something that's so great, it's hard to refuse it. But remember this card as well. These two cards came in together. Look at this card very closely. This is somebody looking at the bigger picture, not looking at the smaller details. They don't care about money. Pope Leo the 15th does not care about money. He's not moved by money. But here you have, in the final outcome card here, it looks like the Eight of Cups in reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Eight of Cups reverse, which means he might not resign. I don't think he's going to resign, or he's not going to take the deal, or whatever's being proposed to him. I don't see him resigning in any way. But I do see there's some sort of legality. There's something here with the Pope that's a little bit hard to pinpoint what the heck is going on. Because there's something here that's different. I don't know if other readers are getting it or it's just me. But yeah, let's try and figure this thing out. We're going to use my Illuminati deck. Because the dark powers that be are trying to infiltrate the Vatican. And this will have vocabulary that I otherwise would not have directly. So we're going to try and act the Illuminati Tarot deck and see if maybe they can give us a little bit of clarity or insight on what the heck is going on inside the Vatican and why is it that the cards are so saying that the Pope had not been decided despite the Pope being decided. It makes no sense. Again, this is not my opinion. Just want to make sure you guys know that. I said openly, and I said this before, I don't care if I'm wrong or if I'm right. I'm not here to make predictions or whatever. I'm just here to tell you the energy and what I'm getting at the moment, and that's it. Right? The energy was very consistent over the years. So I can't imagine why something would change all of a sudden. Okay. Okay, Spirit Angel, tell me. Tell me about the Vatican. Tell me about the Vatican and new Pope Leo the 15th. Tell me about Pope Leo the 15th. Robert Pavas. He's the brand new Pope. Can you tell me why is it that the tarot cards are saying that a no Pope has been selected, or that there's somebody leaving, or there's a force of removal, whatever it is, there's something going on here with the Pope in his position. Tell me more about this information. They're telling me this is the answer. Do we need any more cards? I'm hearing the word now. Golden Fanciers. This is somebody who's peaceful and fanatic. It's telling me here, this is somebody who isn't thinking clearly. This is somebody who doesn't use their brain. This is not talking about the Pope. We're just talking about the people. Remember, he's an American Pope, first of all. Right? America's going through some turmoil. It makes sense the Vatican would be as well. What else? What is going on with the Vatican, with the Pope? Tell me a little bit more information. Jesus, too many cards. They're all slipping out. Okay, we'll leave the cards that are individual, and we'll take these cards out. We'll take these. Anything else? Okay, got it. Okay, the card that crosses the goldfish fancier, which means fast food chain, straight. Kind of see there's flies, there's rotten food, there's something here that's rotten. There's a rotten intention here. We have the Discordian Society, any attempt to control weird groups, immune to any attack, government or straight groups, and it's a golden apple. Discordian Society. Gotta figure out what that is. We do have here the next card that comes as moral minority, conservative, straight fanatic. These are the crazy people. These are the far right people. Right? We talked about this before. We have here the next card. Blank. Blank. These people, like I said here before, the answer was blank mind. Like these are people who don't think. It would make sense because these are people who don't think, who just are full of anger but don't think. They don't have that energy, the ability to think clearly. We do have here another blank card. What's the other two blanks? And then here, what card that came up here? We have the network. So this is a network. This is an attempt. This is a network of some sort. They're trying to attempt something via the network. There's some other underground network that maybe the Pope is not aware of or the Vatican has ignored for a while, but it's now starting to come into the forefront where it's trying to seize power from the Vatican. We have video game, dull, not thinking clearly, kind of disillusion, convenience store. The fact that it's interesting that this is a fast food place, and I also talk about convenience store, which is where you can find those foods. The bottom of the deck here we have yuppies, which means conservative. Again, another card that represents conservative energy. Like conservative energy here. What is the final card here? Can you explain what the heck is going on with the Pope? You have local police department, conservative, straight, violent. Again, what is going on with conservative, straight, and violent? Again, let's take a look. We have peaceful and fanatic, the person who is peaceful, not thinking clearly. We have straight, conservative, straight, but violent. We have here conservative. We have video game. We have blanks. We have conservative, straight, fanatic. Then we have income. There's a lot. If you guys get it already, it's pretty much straightforward. It's talking about conservative, straight, and fanatic, right? So straight men or straight people who are crazy and fanatic and are oftentimes violent. The bottom of the card deck, oh, this is bad. All right, so this is the South American Nazi. This is conservative and violence. We talked about this before. We know exactly who this is. The top of the deck here, we have here feminists. Right, this is not liberal. Again, this is a conservative because it's reverse. And then we also have here as well, Senate Investigating Committee. Something here is trying to push and control the Vatican. Something here is trying to push and control the Vatican. Let me read you my second channeling. Let's go to the Vatican. Now, this is a channeling that I've been reading for a long time. This is not new. This is something that's been on the channel. You can watch all my other Pope videos in some way, in some form. They has mentioned and referenced this specific channeling. Now, I'm going to show you right now when this thing was created. It was created on June 10th, 2022 at 2:13 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when I recorded this. So let's go ahead, let's read it. Now, I want you to think in your head, don't think like it's disrespecting the God or Jesus or whatever. Think of it in different context. And I'm going to break it down for you when we read it. It says here the Vatican. Something going on in the Vatican. Almost like something similar to an attack of some sort. Could even be massive protests and potentially swarming of the cathedral. It may even be major news that everyone knew, but never been confirmed, and the faith has been tarnished. It has something to do with Jeffrey E. and the whole pedo ring. Watch for the Vatican. News is going to break and people are going to go berserk. Especially when they find out that they themselves have been worshiping a false god. Now, that's interesting. In the past, we have spoken. At first, we didn't know exactly what they meant with the false god. But now we know exactly who is the false god. That's 45, right? People have been worshiping him. He goes out there and says he is going to be the next pope. The next American pope. 45 believes in his heart that he is the Pope, that people need to worship him, right? Then at this moment, they will understand the true meaning of, quote, do not use God's name in vain. What makes these people go crazy are similar to the likes of trust issues, anger due to being lied to, and feeling scared of where to go from here. The biggest news of all is when they find out their belief, the belief that they grew up with, was a lie, and was all about manifesting an entity of which does not exist in our reality yet. And in my other videos, I have explained what that meant. So I'm going to let myself, my past self, explain that to you. So I highly recommend you go watch those videos. The belief in our God of our time, the God of which was promised to save us, never came, for that I said he does not exist. But it's within I that I say he shall come at a time no one is expecting. Now, this is interesting because I have spoken in the past that I didn't have any proof that Jesus existed. But until I think the last 3 or 4 videos that I did of the Pope, I was able to confirm Jesus has existed. He confirmed it with me. He does exist. But this was not referring to Jesus at all. This was talking just about somebody else. This was talking about a literal. Think about this in the mindset of like somebody who calls himself a god. Think about this challenge in the mindset of somebody who thinks about a god. And he thinks he is a god, right? Think about it in that context. But for that I say he does not exist. But it's within I that I say he shall come at a time no one is expecting. It is I that when I come, the ground shall tremble, the world as you know it shall collapse. And the false illusion that I created for you starts to fade, uncovering a reality in which you live. They called me the master of illusion and deception. We all know exactly who that is. And this is yet to be my greatest show yet. I shall not reveal myself until the year 3000. Now, we talked about this with Elon. Elon has posted right after the election in 2024, in November, that he believes himself to be a 3,000-year-old vampire. Now, I know that's a little bit bizarre, but he used the specific word 3,000, further confirming what I have talked about in 2022, that you now understand what this is referring to. It's talking about the United States. It's talking about them believing that they themselves are a God, a God complex, that they themselves came here to save us, right? That is the mindset, that is the goal, that is the idea, that is the ideology, that is what they're using, that's what they're trying to use. That is what this challenge is talking about. It's not talking about a physical God, it's talking about a God of our time. What is our time right now? Who is telling people that he is a God? 45, Elon, they're all saying it, you know? I shall not reveal myself until the year 3000, but I may come sooner. But you will not know, for that I will walk amongst you, hidden within the deepest shadows of the earth. Which is true. Elon was hidden for a while. Right? Elon was hidden. But when my time comes, you shall hear me roar. For that I had come, for when you called me, for when you believed in me, for that each soul has been given to me, a trade, one may say, in turn for eternal salvation. For that I will use these souls, these energies, to lift me out of dormancy. I shall come, expect me. I am coming. May the portal be opened by all of you. And when you do that, I shall step into your world and wreak havoc, the likes of which you never seen. So that is the message that I got. That was again 2022. Elon in 2024 said that he believed that he himself was a 3,000-year-old vampire. After he posted that, he said he was kidding, etc. No one just randomly posted something like that online. And then he goes out and he goes to like some sort of like VMA or something in regards to Hollywood. And he dressed up and has Antichrist symbol, like a demon, or not even a demon, like a devil or a Satan, whatever, on his outfit. You know, and think about it in terms of the context in which I read it. Right? It makes sense. You have a sexual predator who said that he is the God. And you have somebody who, like Elon, who believes in himself to be a godlike complex who's able to control the dimension and different planes of existence, whether it's the space, air, earth, water. Same thing, right? That is what we're dealing with here. That's what we're dealing with. And it's very interesting to see, but it's also really sad to see. Now that we talked about this, I kind of want to do a video specifically for Pope Leo the 15th. I feel really bad that this is what's happening, and I really wish him good luck and good wishes is what I'm gonna say. I really do. I really wish him good wishes, and I really do wish the best for him entirely. I'm gonna have to do a video for him specifically because this is bad. This is terrible that this is even happening. Like, just because you spoke out against somebody who clearly is not doing what's right, and you know what's not right, and they're going to do everything in their power to make sure that you have no power, or do everything in their power to destroy religion entirely, right? This is not what I expected. Not what I expected at all. Let's ask one more question. Spirits and angels, tell me, now that we know everything we talked about here, will Pope Leo the 15th resign? No, that's too many cards. So tell me to keep this card. Will Pope Leo the 15th resign? Will Pope Leo the 15th resign? Will Pope Leo the 15th resign? I'm hearing not without a fight. I think whatever we're going to witness is going to be unprecedented. It's going to be a battle for the ages, really. Yeah, it's going to be a battle for the ages. We have the Devil card in reverse. We have here the Devil wants power. The Devil wants control. And he wants to bend and put the Pope under his wing. We have the Five of Swords reversed, and the Five of Swords reversed is telling me to bully. He's trying to push his way through, but it's not working. We have the Three of Wands here. The last wand of the Vatican, the last control, the last effort of the Vatican. The Vatican can do something that's going to try and solidify its future. And here you have the Seven of Pentacles reversed, which means something is not yet in the plan. They have not considered. This is not the after. This is telling me this is something that's coming, not something that they themselves are aware of. And here you have the Emperor, the Pope, right? He having to make a call, make a decision. The question is he ready to fight? That's the question that remains. Is he ready to fight, or is he ready to give in? This is the Seven of Wands. The bottom of the deck here, the Lovers card, unionship, right? The angelic realm, the spiritual world. And the top of the deck here, we have going back to the past. It almost feels like in a way we've been here before at some point in humanity. Then this has resurfaced once again. So it's interesting because we never have talked about, like, I keep getting this far right energy, this this movement to try and push the Pope to do things, or the Pope was going to do bad things, stuff like that. This will explain some of those things that I've gotten. It would also better yet explain the energy that's around it. It doesn't mean that the Pope does it. It might be just the people around him don't have good intentions. And let's just send some love and light to the Pope. The last thing we need is the Pope to fall, or the Vatican to fall in the wrong hand. Because we all know how dangerous misinformation can be, especially when it comes in regard to religion. You all seen it? We don't need it for the rest of the world. So let's wish a lot of love and light and positivity. We're going to do some projects to hopefully lift up the energy of Pope Leo the 15th to try to get him to hold on and to not give in. So there's that. So expect something like that. If you have any suggestions to what that could be, let me know in the comment section below and in the description. We'll go from there. All right, guys. Thank you. I love you. Have a good night. Peace out. Not what I expected, but it is what it is, and I had to be openly honest with you all. Thank you.